Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's live sesh. Super excited to be with you guys this week. We have so much going on internally in preparation for Carnival, Ronin, pets, all of the things that you've been hearing from us every week. So get all of your questions ready, throw them in the YouTube live chat, and we will keep track of them and pull them up. If you're in game, which you should be, go to the theater in Terravilla Central. You just walk a little bit northwest of the fountain, go into the big theater building. There is a small energy booster in there. I think there was already around like 230 people in there last time I checked. So yeah, make sure you're in there. You can stream directly from there as well if you click on like the little speaker. Yeah, keep it farmer friendly, and let's bring up Luke.
Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, busy week on our end. Yeah, all I'm gonna say is there might be a big update next week. One that we've been putting a ton of work, time, and energy into, and we can't wait for these next stages of Pixels moving to running. So yeah, teams are working together. Target date is next week. Things are looking pretty good in terms of all of that. So what's that going to look like? That means that we're gonna have a ton on Ronin, even more than we had before on Polygon. We'll be launching the ability to log into the game with Ronin. Eventually, we're going to be moving that to the primary authentication. So eventually, that's going to be the only way that you can log into Pixels initially, or at least everybody who plays the game will have a Ronin wallet. It's just going to make the game feel more like a Ronin game. It'll have the game just be like more a part of that ecosystem, which I think everybody at this point who's been with Pixels and has seen us grow over the last couple of months kind of realizes the large benefit to being in the Ronin ecosystem. So yeah, we're very excited about that. And then you're going to see two other things too. You're going to see us releasing Barry onto Ronin. So yeah, we'll have that whole move over there. You'll see that ERC20 launch soon if you're doing any sleuthing on chain. And then you'll also see things like it being accessible on Katana and other places as well. And that means opening up withdraw and deposit of our in-game tokens as well. And then with that too, we are going to be doing a mint starting next week, which is pretty crazy. So if you guys haven't been following along, we've been prepping this new game feature built around pets. And they're coming next week as we launch on the Ronin. These pets will be minted on-chain on Ronin starting on the first day that we launch our migration. These pets will only be available via a plate mint for this process. So you actually won't be able to spend money to mint these pets directly, though these pets will be available on Mavis Market. If you're lucky enough to win one of these pets through this in-game activation that we have coming up called the Carnival, yeah, you can go ahead and list on Mavis Marketplace, or you can just show it off if you want. These pets will work in-game on the very first day. So they'll actually follow you around if you take the time to, actually hatch them and grow them. And there's like a whole really interesting trait reveal process that we have. The traits are revealed if you put work into the pets. So I think a lot of you guys who have been around the game know what to expect with them. But if you haven't been playing, one interesting berry sync or resource sync that we have coming up is built around these pets, where a lot of the players who've already been playing the game have been making these things called potions. And these potions will be pretty integral into hatching a pet. So if you're one of the lucky ones who participate in the carnival and you have a pet that you want to hatch, you're going to need some potions. We're also going to be introducing a few new items called a growth lab, a potion table, things like that. They're available for all of you. But yeah, we're really excited about it. This carnival promotion, or this Genesis Pets Mint, this will last for about 30 days. We're doing 100 pets out of this carnival promotion that are going to be minted on chain. And these are the only time these pets will be released, these particular pets. So some notes on this collection. This is a bit different than a normal NFT collection, where the pets NFT collection is not a capped supply NFT collection. Rather, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be capping the amount of a certain trait. So this is the first batch of pets that we're going to be releasing. These are the Genesis pets. After this 100-day or 100 pet promotion, you will never be able to get this type of pet again. And if we could open the preview environments and show some people what these pets are going to look like, they're actually a bit different than the pets that we've been showing you guys before. This Genesis pet, we just picked this trait a few weeks ago. They're going to be these dino pets, and we're really excited about them. So yeah, these pets will be minted in about like a once to like every 2 months cadence afterwards. They'll be open editions. where when we open up the pets minting, you'll be able to mint different types of pets. So some of the pets that we've leaked before, for example, will come back into the rotation. They'll be available for like, 1 or 2 days to be able to mint them with the pixel token. And then that mint will be closed. Those pets will be off. But yeah, we're really excited about these Genesis pets. Again, this will be a unique trait type. And when we say trait type, I mean like completely how the pet looks. And then these pets will also have some interesting base stats in the Genesis collection that other pets in the future won't. And this is all going to be happening on Ronin. Again, it'll be live on chain, right, when we launch this promotion. And yeah, this is a huge, huge release. We've been super excited about this. We've been teasing pets for months now. And it's really setting the stage for the next things that we're trying to be doing, which are around basically secondary game loops, new types of gameplay, and then the pixel token. So basically, after we launch this pets collection, our focus is already shifting internally, but that's basically what we're going to be doing. We're going to be heads down working on getting out new game features and then releasing the pixel token as well. The market's finally feeling like it's in a pretty good place where it's the time to launch Pixel. And we've been working with the Ronin team actually to experiment even more interesting ways that we could be launching Pixel. That is a bit different than a traditional token launch in what you're seeing in the market right now too. Something that might activate the Ronin community a bit more. Something that might show like a bit of love to people who have been following us and believing us a bit early on as well too. There is some pretty cool stuff that we can be doing with that. So yeah, overall guys, I cannot wait to get this out. I cannot say enough good things about the Ronin team. And all of Sky Mavis. They've been a pleasure to work with. I just feel validated every single day that we're moving to Ronin. And it seems like other projects are getting pretty jealous now too. So I think that means that we're in the right position here. I'm extremely bullish on the future of the Ronin ecosystem, what's coming into it after us. And it's been amazing to be the guinea pigs in all of this too. So appreciate all of you guys who've been coming out. I think you guys can see we've been seeing a pretty big uptick in users from Ronin, from other people who have just like saw the Ronin news and want to check out. And then we've seen some pretty high conviction in some of the Pixels assets too lately, which has been really cool to see. So again, this team we're still here. We're still kicking. We're going to keep kicking. The space is not easy to be in right now, but after months of just like not always feeling the best, I feel like we're in a good spot now, and it feels pretty clear on the next things that we need to do and execute on for the first time in a while. Okay, we need to get new game features out. We need to focus on Pixel, and it's like getting much, much more clear of like what we need to do to get to the next stage and get to the next level. So again, appreciate everybody who's been here with us. It's been awesome seeing everybody in game. We want to get you guys even better game features to interact with as soon as possible. And there is some cool stuff that's getting planned out and scoped out and getting built already now behind the scenes. So then let's maybe step into like what the next couple of months are going to look like after pets too, because I think that's important to think about as well. I think
should we show them a couple Genesis pets while
oh, please. I was trying to get in the preview. I couldn't get in. We keep changing passwords. Because all of you guys
we keep changing passwords. I know. Here is the Genesis pet type. So here's just a sneak preview on 6 that will be coming. They're the cutest little dino type. So excited. There will only be 100 available in this Genesis collection. So here's just a sneak peek of some that will be coming.
Yeah, forewarning, there might be like 120. We might do a bit of a giveaway outside of this 100 mint, but there will be 100 minted through gameplay as well too.
Yeah. All right. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so again, focus is going to be shifting a little bit. So we've been building in public, which has been amazing. And we really, really like it. We'll still have a few features that we're going to be releasing publicly over the next like 2 to 3 months while we're prepping for the release of Pixel and while we're prepping the release of Chapter 2. But we're also going to maybe take a little bit of a step back and also focus really, really tightly on Chapter 2 as well. So you might see a little bit less frequent of an update from us when it comes to actually releasing new features, doing live ops, things like that, because we're really convinced after the last couple of weeks of just like releasing stuff, getting some feedback, and also the last year of lessons that there's a couple of new types of gameplay that we need to introduce, and it's going to be in everybody's best interest if we just get heads down and start to build out something that feels a bit drastically different. So again, I think we went over some of what we're thinking about in the last AMA, but just to reiterate, we're working on more complete game loops right now. Right now, our game loop is really just a resource collection harvesting loop. There's a bit of a loop around like showing off your land, getting people to come. And we've seen you guys interact with that loop really well, right? Like you guys are really showing out to these parties every single day, which has been awesome to see. Now we want to lean into that even more. And we want to start to build out features that kind of enable that even more. So one of the examples of a feature that we're going to build out that's coming is more stuff that's actually built around guilds. We've been seeing a lot of what's going on in Web3 social lately. I've been obsessed with it, things like friend tech. And we're going to release some pretty innovative features when it comes to gameplay, using some of the features that we've seen work really well in Web3 social, involving guilds, and moving into all of that side of things. So we think it's a really interesting incentive alignment where people who are able to get a lot of users can build much bigger guilds and create gameplay loops through that. Expect something around guilds and bombing curves is all I want to leak right now. But it'll be really cool when we get it out. And then another feature that we'll be releasing in the meantime, while we're working on chapter 2, is realms. It's basically 90% done in development right now. And what realms will be is, yeah, I think I can say this now. The plan around realms is we'll be airdropping landowners an NFT called a realm NFT. This will be separate from land ownership, but it'll be on the Ronin chain, these realms. And what realms will give you access to is basically a sandbox, like a creative mode of pixels, where you'll be able to upload your own in-game assets. You'll be able to upload all of your own art in a way that you didn't even, that you're not even able to do in the UGC builder right now. Like you'll be able to upload tile sets, you'll be able to create your own map in a much more free way. And you'll be able to create basically virtual spaces to use to your heart's desire. So if you want to do something that's like a meetup outside of Pixels, or a meetup like a virtual office kind of thing, like, you know, there's potential for any of that. Basically, we're just going to open up the features that our product used to be, basically giving you guys access to map editor, tile sets, all that kind of stuff, and see if you guys have interest in that and want to be building around that. And yeah, I think those will be the two big things that are coming out before that. And then really focus is just going to hone in and get a lot tighter around the Pixel token release and new gameplay as well. So I think what we're shooting for is we're really thinking it's going to be like a 3 to 4 month lead time on getting this new gameplay out. But yeah, that means, you know, Pixel token launch and chapter 2 release would probably be around like January to March. We're going to be pretty hard on this deadline too. I know we've moved back the Pixel token a while, but now it's time. We've learned so many lessons over the last year of actually building, and these lessons have been invaluable. If we had released Pixel token a year ago, it probably wouldn't have gone that well. We had some assumptions around the Pixel token that just proved to be wrong. As we were looking at how the berry economy works, as we were looking around how the energy economy worked, and I think you guys have felt it and seen it sometimes. Like we haven't gotten everything right with the berry token. And imagine if that was a, you know, XXX $1 million market cap. That'd be pretty difficult to deal with. So, you know, we've learned all of these lessons, and now we're gonna be able to release a much stronger token that's used in the game in a much smarter way now. So yeah, we're ready. We're about to go. And yeah, we're super excited about the next stages. So yeah, that's just a warning to you guys. Expect like a bit slower of a release, while we know that might be a little bit painful in the short term. After we get this pets and carnival stuff out, it's going to be worth it. And it's going to get us to the next stages.
Okay. Let's hop into questions. If you have questions, you have to throw them in the YouTube live chat on YouTube itself. Keep asking, you guys. We've gotten tons of great questions in here. Before we get started, though, just shout out to this user who is adding like live translated notes in Spanish of everything we're talking about. So yeah, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Okay.
Here, so let me answer this question first. Cholo Savage is asking, when new buildable industries, when use case for surplus materials that we have. So this is exactly why I'm saying we're going to take a couple months to actually build out new game loops, because the core problem with the game right now is you guys are getting all these resources. There's not super compelling reasons to be using these resources. And that's going to require some changes to the gameplay and how you guys interact with the game. The stuff that we're designing out is really cool. It's not even like a farm. It's not completely farming or resource collection. It's more like contesting stuff, like risking and like working to get access to different areas. I don't want to spoil too much. And like also There's still some things that we're debating with it, but we're building out systems basically starting this next week. So development's about to like kick off on all of this. But yeah, the idea is there's going to be a lot of new industries most likely. There's going to be a very different use case for the resources that you guys have. And that's the whole point of what we're doing here. We want the game to look drastically different, but also the same. So we're keeping in the core concepts of what we have. Like this first loop that we have, it's good. So now we just need to add on more loops on top of this and more ways to interact with the gameplay, basically.
Sorry, I was just trying to read Spanish. I'm a lot slower at reading Spanish than I am English. Okay, when is Carnival coming to the game?
Yeah, it's going to be coming with the release of the Ronin migration. So that's why this release is huge. We're literally going to be like adding in Ronin login. We're going to be adding in all the smart contracts on Ronin. We're going to be adding in pets on Ronin. And then it's this huge new event, the Carnival, which is going to be coming on Ronin as well too. So yeah, the Carnival will have 4 mini games right now. We might add another or 2. We have a couple that we might be able to add in if we see real strong demand for it. But yeah, we're going to launch with 4 games right away. One of them is co-branded with a really cool project, which you guys will see. And obviously we're going to be going all in on Ronin as well too through this as well. So yeah, next week.
Yeah, no, it's big. It's big. Everything Ronin, everything Carnival, everything Genesis Pets all at once. It's going to be so much fun. And just to add to what Luke was saying, there's 4 mini games, but there's also a couple new crops coming, and then we'll release reasons for the crops after. So yeah, no, there's a lot coming. I could not be more excited for next week.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll just be a good time. And then some of these yeah, you guys will like some of these mini games. They're kind of playing into the way that you guys have been interacting with the game already.
Okay. Will we be able to play Pixels on mobile on the Ronin Wallet app browser?
It should work. Should work. We haven't QA'd that too much though. So if there's bugs in it, we'll fix them. But it theoretically should work.
Yeah. Okay. Are pets dynamic NFTs like what Axie is doing with AXP?
Yeah, pets are actually dynamic NFTs, which is cool. So when you actually first get the pet, basically how the process will work. Do we want to? I feel like it's just time to leak it and show them. Is it ready to show? And stage we've been messing around a lot.
Like, let's hold off. We can. How about this? We will leak something on Twitter over the next few days.
That is a much safer way to do that. Yeah.
And if we don't, you guys all have permission to absolutely spam us in general chat and Discord. Okay. Deal.
Yes, but yeah, key thing is they are dynamic NFTs, but maybe not in like the fully expressive on-chain way. So we've been making some trade-offs in terms of like completely on-chain versus just like getting things out and experimenting. So the metadata is technically the traits off-chain. It allows us to update them through in-game play. But then there's core metadata that's on-chain as well too. So they are dynamic NFTs in that sense. And actually, when you first get them, these pets will not be revealed. They'll actually be pet capsules. And these pet capsules will have to be grown in a growth lab. So there's some work that you'll have to be able to do to actually reveal them. And it's kind of a fun concept too. Like you won't be able to see the full traits until you actually put some work in the game into them. It won't be too long. It's crazy because at first we were like, we need this to be so much work. We were going to make you guys do it over like 30 days. But that's just too much. So we're going to cut it back down to like 1 day, but they're going to require a lot of potions to hatch them basically in the growth lab. And there might be some adjustments there depending on what we see with them as well too. So just note that. If we're not seeing everybody hatch them the way that we want to, it's fine. But also like there's only 100 pets in the game early on. So I think you guys will probably want to do that work. And if you don't have the time to hatch a pet, put it on the marketplace and sell it to somebody else so that they can put in that work.
Yeah. If you, on our YouTube channel, we have a Pixels release, or not release, sorry, a Pixels trailer video. And in that video, you can see the artwork of the capsules. They just look like little capsules. They're very cute, but I love how the creator of that video animated them. They're really fun. I actually think I'm going to reuse that animation a little bit in our upcoming release video because it's really fun. Go check it out.
When will the Ronin migration be? Is there a final date yet? So I have like 85% confidence in the date right now, but I don't want to say it for that reason. It's like it's most likely when we think it is. When we're 100% confident, we'll actually say the date.
Um, okay. Do you want to choose another question? I'm just looking through the new ones. So,
Yeah, so pets are actually NFTs, and they'll work a lot more like land. So they'll actually be in your Ronin wallet rather than in your in-game inventory. So yeah, there might be a. It's interesting. You'll actually mint them in game. The mint will be gas free. What we actually do is we're the ones that mint them, and then we send them to your wallet when you do it in game. So yeah, zero gas, zero signing anything. We handle all of the complexity with the blockchain stuff, and then they'll show up in your wallet in like a 10-minute time frame, hopefully less. And they'll be in your wallet basically. So unlimited inventory when it comes to the pets. But we do have a system where you actually have to like rest them, take care of them, all that kind of stuff too. It's a fun little game loop right now, and it might be something we go into even more.
all right. What is a bonding curve?
Oh yeah. So if you don't know what bonding curves are, they're a really interesting concept that has been getting more popular in Web3 social lately. And it's funny because I've been realizing we're Web3 social. We really are. We're a game, but it's like we have all of the Web3 social elements that other Web3 social platforms have, and with a larger user base. And we've been experimenting in more ways too. Like you guys in the game right now, like you guys are primarily playing for the social interaction, from my understanding. Let me tell you how you guys are playing. But it really does feel that way. Like you guys have been making friends. You guys have been exploring connections. Like I feel like a lot of the reason that you guys are here is because of community. And bonding curves have been an interesting experiment in projects like Friend Tech, Stars Arena. Let's maybe not talk about that one now. But yeah, I would just look into what's going on there, and I'll say that we're probably going to be releasing features that use those features as well.
Okay, I've seen several questions about something similar, and Nelly just asked again. So let's just talk about it. So realms, will it be one realm per land? Will it be one realm per account? And will they be bound to the farmland NFT? So like if that NFT gets sold, does the realm go with it?
No, we're just going to do an airdrop one per land is what I'm thinking. It's really just think of realms more of like an experiment from our end too, where it's like if this is something that you guys really respond well to, we'll build on top of them more. If you guys don't like them, they might not live forever. Well, I mean, they'll still live forever. They'll be on chain forever, and like we'll keep what we released on, but it might not be something that we build on top of. So I just want to give that warning. I feel pretty optimistic about them myself. So we'll still go ahead and launch them most likely. Well, we will launch them. But yeah, just an asterisk on that for that reason too. It's like this is more of an experimental feature. We're going to release it as an airdrop NFT. Probably going to be on Mavis Marketplace. We'll talk about that. But otherwise, you can still transfer them like that as well too. If you probably only need one or two if you have a bunch of land, right? So that might be an interesting way to like get other people, like a cheap way to explore the creative mode as well if you don't want to use all of them. But yeah, the idea was like we wanted to experiment with this feature, but not in like we didn't want to do an unlimited way either. Like we didn't want to do like 100,000 realms because that's a bit more technically complex. So 5,000 is a good starting point. And yeah, like an interesting experiment basically.
Okay, so many good questions coming up. Let's keep going here. We already kind of talked about chapter 2. Okay, yeah, I've got a couple of updates for you guys from community stuff. Other spec gift for top 1,000 players. So that should be coming either today or tomorrow. And if you were around last week and we talked a lot about discoverability points and whatnot and all of that. So we've actually been talking a lot with our users, with the farm hands and like some other people about how should we address the discoverability points balancing issues. And so we might actually be updating. So just to be clear, nothing that we've released so far will go down in discoverability points, but a few might be bumped up a little bit, not significantly, nothing crazy. But along with that, yes, this will be happening as well in the next day or two. And then the next thing, when mayor election. So yeah, let's address this too. So we've been having the mayor for, I think we've had about 5 mayors now, maybe, and it's been really fun. And this time we were just like, let's switch it up a bit. Like, let's make it, more impactful to gameplay. And so we came up with some crazy ideas, and we were going hard with them, and we, a bunch of stuff. And we did get some pushback from you all, which honestly we did expect, because they were pretty intense changes to gameplay. However, we decided that this is not the time to be doing that. We agree with you on your pushback for this, that just right now it's just not the time. So we had a forum, Dom, our community team. He's been working with us. He's been wonderful, collecting a lot of feedback from you all on what you like, what you don't like, what you think we should do, and all of that. So it's going to still take some time, because we need to just filter through all of that content, all of that feedback, and then re-release all of the mayor choices to the candidates and whatnot. So it's still going to take us a bit of time, but yeah, it is coming, and we really appreciate your feedback on all of this.
Yeah, so that's partly what we're getting at too, where it's like there were two approaches that we could have had to building, right? We could have kept like releasing smaller releases and testing some stuff. And this is like one of the things that we were thinking about at first, where it's like, let's just keep testing some stuff when it comes to um, some of these features. Like, we're in chapter 2, we'll be changing resource collection a bit and how it works, right? And like one of the thoughts behind us was like, okay, what if we change it now? But what we're realizing is like we actually need systemic changes to gameplay rather than like just messing with the gameplay as is right now. Like, we need new systems. So what we're actually doing is instead of doing things like that for the next couple months, we'll be actually focusing much more intensely on really building out new systems of gameplay and making the gameplay a bit drastic and kind of releasing more in one go, basically taking a bigger bet on changes to gameplay rather than doing like a bit of this experimentation, mostly because we've been running experiments so much. It's a bit more clear to us what we need to be building and changing. And I think we feel a bit more comfortable taking a bigger bet now.
All right. Let's go here. Why can't I deposit Berry on Polygon?
Yeah, deposit will be opening back up when we move the Ronin. You'll be able to deposit from Polygon. You will not be able to withdraw from Polygon anymore. It just really eased complexity on our devs end, managing like the back and forth while we're basically completely regutting our blockchain code. In the back end, I don't know if you guys haven't seen it, obviously. We pulled off a whole chain migration of all of this gameplay, like our entire game, in like a month and a half. So yeah, we're very focused on that right now. So yeah, sorry, it was a bit painful having to close withdraw deposit, especially as we started getting some visibility from new Ronin users, but it's coming back on quite soon.
I also just think it's going to be a really smooth process from a user perspective of we're kind of the bridge for you, right? So that's awesome too. Okay, so we will be able to sell/buy unrevealed pets capsule. Yes, on the Mavis marketplace. If someone decides to sell it, you can get it from them. Will the pets be tradable in game?
Not in game actually. Only through marketplaces, because they're actual NFTs that sit in only your wallet, not in game, and we read from your wallet for that.
Okay. Will there be a possibility of buying the IP with Berry generated in game?
No, so actually that's pretty intentional on our end. Basically it's a way for us to capture in US dollars without dumping our own tokens. Because basically if we want to, we pay salaries in US dollars, right? Salaries in a volatile currency aren't the most amazing thing for employees, right? We pay expenses in US dollars, we pay server fees in US dollars. So we need to be getting a currency that is really liquid and a bit more stable in order to pay that. If Berry was, the gaming currency, across all of Web3 gaming, then that's a bit different. If like we were like the US dollar of Web3 gaming, then yeah, we could be like the US government and pay salaries in our own currency. But in a small game, in a small ecosystem, it creates a very bad incentive alignment where if we want to pay our salaries, if we want to continue to build out the game, then we would have to sell our own token if we're not taking in US dollars somewhere, rather than like just selling the token directly. So that's why the VIP is in ETH and Matic. It's like the equivalent of US dollars, basically. It's a very liquid currency that we can take in, sell, and build out revenue streams to pay team, build out the game, do all that kind of stuff. So that's intentional, and it's going to stay like that. But I mean, yeah, if you play the game, we're getting your rewards, and you swap Berry, then I guess you could probably buy it that way.
Okay. Let's see other questions we had here. Will you mint more land NFTs after migration to Ronin?
So not farmland or anything like that. Realms we might mint more of. That's one of those things where we might experiment with it and mint more realms and mint them in the pixel token, just depending on how they're used, if there's strong demand for that, and all of that too. Like it's potential pixel utility. There's even potential of bringing back in like a world map for the realms, and going more sandbox style. I've been talking to a team that has a map you guys might have seen before. We've been debating acquiring that map and that tech to be able to do that, to like select realm on that. So there's just some experiments that we need to do on the realm side of things, to see if that's worth it, and to see if there's even interest in it. But farmland, no. We might introduce a different type of land, that's not minted but competed for when it comes to the next element of gameplay. Probably won't even be on chain early on. But there's something interesting that we've been scoping out with that. But the farmland and the resource generation is going to be tied to farmland in the next iteration of the game loop. That won't get minted more of. And actually, it's interesting because we're going to probably change the way the resources are generated a bit to kind of favor farmland a bit more too. But it's also going to be changing the way that you interact with farmland in the way in the current plan. We're going to be probably releasing new resources in the next iteration of the game. And doing more resource tiering as well, where farmland gets access to higher resource tiers that are really only available on farmland in a much more expressive way than what we do right now. Like, for example, you can farm space crops like the astrocactus on Spaceland right now, right? But there is this interesting dilemma where anybody can farm a space crop on Spaceland. They just come to a Spaceland farm. What if we made it so that only the Spaceland farm owner got access to those resources, things like that? There's some interesting play that we can do around resource generation in the next iteration that we're playing with and experimenting with. And we'll get some feedback from like farm hands and early community testers as well on what the best course of action is around that. But I think that's the direction I'm most interested in heading. Basically, like the key thing is we need more use for resources before we even think about like the resource generation types, but it also might mean changing the way that you gather resources and collect resources as well too.
Okay. What is business? They're talking about the business skills. So that was a skill that you can accrue in the new Cyber game, which you can enter through the arcade in the Drunken Goose.
Yep. So yeah, if you guys saw, Web3 is a very difficult space to be in right now. And there's a lot of projects that are running out of funds or just running out of energy to continue. And it's really unfortunate. But yeah, NFT Llama of Llamaverse just announced that basically they need to like look for an acquirer. So yeah, they're kind of out of funding, or they're looking for like the next stages of what they do. So New Cyber was this project ran by Llamaverse, NFT Llama, all of that. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but they're just kind of out of funding right now in order to develop that. Business was a skill used in that New Cyber realm. But there actually is potential interesting developments with that. Like there are some people I know that are interested in acquiring the New Cyber IP, or like taking over that project. And yeah, there's interest in like actually continuing to develop it now too. So I don't want to promise anything or leak anything around that, but there actually might be a revival in that too. The core thing with New Cyber was our team can only manage and fund so much, and we were really hoping that there would be more funding available for that externally on the New Cyber side of things. But there is actually potential interest I'm seeing now from an acquirer in New Cyber to take over some development and build out some more functionality there. And yeah, that's another really interesting thing to like see if that works too. Basically, the problem with that one was, yeah, there just wasn't enough time and capacity going to that from the parties that we needed it to, and like there just wasn't the right skill set. But yeah, there's potential for the acquirer to actually make a change around that, and if that happens, it's really cool, right? That's a win for everybody.
Okay, I just want to say here, so I know we have a lot of Spanish speaking users. We have a lot of users that don't speak English and they speak a lot of different languages, just period, right? I wish we could live stream in tons of different languages, but unfortunately, Luke and I are not fluent enough in anything but English. Um, I think I said like a sentence in Spanish last time. But anyways, after the AMA, so I know it's not live, so it's not as fun, but after the AMA, we do have subtitles that are translated in around 15 or 16 different languages. As for, you mentioned like adding Spanish speaking people to our team. We have a few people on the farmhands team that are fluent in Spanish. I know Cholo Savage and I believe Nelly is pretty good in Spanish as well. So if you do have any questions that you want to ask in English but directed at a team member, I would recommend tagging Cholo Savage or Nelly in those questions, and then they can properly have them translated to us, and we'll do everything we can to help you. Okay. Let's see here. Any updates, Pixels hoodie? Can we get an exclusive avatar in-game wearing a Pixels hoodie for people who ordered? Okay, so we don't have plans to do this, but I do think it would be really fun. So it'll just really come down to the capacity of the team if it's something that we can kind of slide into one of our sprint cycles. So I can't promise anything at the moment, but I do agree it would be really fun. As for updates, we've been working closely with Ryan, who is the for the hoodies. We're just getting into production now. So things are coming. They're coming. It'll still be several weeks, as you guys all know, before production is finished, and then we can start shipping them out. It's a whole process. But yes, we've been working closely with Ryan to just iron out any issues that we had in the whole ordering system, like addresses that needed to be verified, etc. But yes, things are moving. Okay. How will login from MetaMask to Ronin be executed?
Yeah, so you won't have to do it right away, but you'll have the option to add a Ronin wallet to your MetaMask account. And eventually, after like a month or two, we'll kind of require it to log in. But basically, what you do is you just attach your Ronin wallet to your MetaMask account, or the account that you created with MetaMask. So all you'll have to do is create a new Ronin wallet, and you'll attach it in game basically. So you'll have the same account. Now it'll just be connected to two different wallets: your Ronin wallet and your MetaMask account.
Should I leak like a little bit of what we're planning next week? Yeah. Okay. So there will be incentives also to download a Ronin wallet.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, there will be some incentives. So if you are from the Ronin community, you're probably already familiar with Moku and Gacha. So we will be running a whole thing with them. If you're from the Pixels community, it's kind of similar to what we've done with Premint, but there's a whole points reward system that comes with it. So it's really fun. I'm so excited. I've been working really closely with the team back and forth, like, okay, let's reward them for doing this. Let's reward them for doing this. Like, how about this? How can we make this work? It's been a blast. So yeah, there will be incentives for downloading a Ronin wallet. And yeah, get ready. Get ready. I'm so excited.
Here's a good one. Will new gameplay make old resources obsolete? No, and that's one of the requirements as we're designing. We might add new resources too, so keep that in mind. We might add tiers of resources, but yeah, we recognize the work that you guys all put into the game right now, and the goal is like we just want the resources you guys used and have earned to actually be used for more interesting types of gameplay. So yeah, that's a hard requirement as we're moving on to next stages.
Okay, I'm seeing more questions about the whole wallet thing. So just to be clear, right now, let's just assume you have a MetaMask wallet. If you go to the Pixels dashboard, you can see your login, you can add your email, your phone number, etc. Right? So you're going to have another opportunity to add to your account your new Ronin address. So you keep the same Pixels account, and you'll just add your Ronin address, and then you can use that as a login. Cool. Let me know if you have any more questions about it. Okay. Will Special Minds, Mystics, I've never known how to say that one. Steppies? I've never known how to say that one. And Sky have additional uses or new mine resources. So their utility is that they're twice as fast as regular mines, which is pretty cool. And they also look so cool. I really wanted a crystal one. I'm bummed that I didn't get my hands on one.
Yeah. Here, have you guys seen, I don't think all of you have seen what we have with realms. It's kind of cool. I saw a few questions around that, so maybe we can show that too.
Okay, I've seen a few people say, sorry, just while you're doing that, I've seen a few people say that they can't enter the theater. I'm not sure why, but I would recommend going to maybe another world. Maybe the theater in World 1 is packed.
I'm not even in there right now.
There's
I'm on my way.
400 people in World 1 theater. So yeah, maybe try another world.
I am having a hard time also. It could be the avatar sometimes though.
Oh, like the collision.
Yeah. Ooh, sorry, I'm late, guys. Yeah, wait, let's pull this up really quick. This is nuts.
Okay, it didn't let me in with my VV avatar, but what is VV?
Voxelville.
Ah, yes. But when I switched, I got in. So there you go. Maybe try another avatar. It's strange.
How many people are in here right now? 395. That is nuts.
Damn it.
Yeah, let's see. We got player W3 right here. I can always pick him out of the crowd. Zambina. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, let me show you guys what Realms is. If you guys haven't seen that, it's a cool feature. We're pretty close to having it live too, which is cool. It'll probably be released like a month or so from now, but yeah, it'll be a good thing after the carnival maybe. But here I'll show this screen. So if you guys haven't seen, basically your realm will start with something like this. It'll just kind of be like this blank canvas for you guys to get access to. But now what you guys will get access to is basically this creative mode of being able to completely and creatively make your own world. You'll get access to tile sets like this, where you'll be able to design your own little area, make some roads, do all that kind of stuff. You'll actually be able to upload your own tile sets as well. So if you don't like this art, or if you want to go with a drastically different style, it's going to be possible. And then you'll be able to upload all of your own objects as well too. So if you guys have interacted with the UGC feature, you guys have seen that you guys can upload your own objects, but you'll actually be able to upload all of your own art here too. Make something like completely unique and something completely interesting here. It's basically full access to like a creative mode when it comes to creating a new area, creating a new little map in space. And it's all real time too. So yeah, we're really excited about this feature. It's pretty powerful, and I'm quite excited to see if you guys can make anything interesting with this.
Okay. Are you good with realms?
I'll just answer a few questions around them. So, so yeah, these realms will basically they'll kind of be read only at first. You won't get access to game features at the very first iteration of this. You won't get access to the scripting language in the future. But if it's getting good interest and it's getting like pretty promising, that might be something that we start to like explore with as well too. Basically, everything you see in our game right now, we've built in this same fashion. So it's definitely possible for us to get these features out to you guys as well too. It's more just like, what's the best approach to doing it? How much time is it going to take? But this will just be the first iteration, basically. So again, this will be an experimental feature. We're not going to make promises that it's going to get way crazier, but there's a lot of potential with it too. And if we're starting to see some interesting stuff, then we'll go in that direction as well. But yeah, I think that might be like we have to make some choices between gameplay and some of this stuff sometimes as well too. So yeah, expect a feature like this released like a month or so after Carnival, or maybe a month or so from now. And this will be like the first iteration experiment around this.
Okay, good question.
Yeah, so that's the idea. If we continue to support out realms and we're seeing good interest in this area, that is potentially possible. At the very least, with the first iteration of this, you'll get a URL that you can share to a virtual space that you create, that you can walk around in and like socialize in. So it'll at least be your first space. And then, yeah, interactivity is something that will come later.
Okay. Yeah, no, I adore you too. All of your translations have been incredible. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Truly. Let's see, any other questions about realms while we're here? I think we covered most of it. Yeah. Yeah, of course, if you have more questions, throw them in as we go. All right, let's hop over to other questions. Oh, this was a funny question. How many people do you think a world or land is going to support at maximum capacity? Like if 2,000 people join a land, do you think it would crash? Okay, so we used to limit our maps to 500 users each. And as you can all see, we have taken away that limit with the new implementation of how we're giving out energy and blah, 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 all of the things that we've done to allow these bigger events. I mean, I think we should test it. You want to get 2,000 people on a map? I'm there. Well, let's do it. Let's try it. Let's stress.
Yeah, about 2,000 is like the maximum limit of this tech if we like really, really optimize and we get everything right, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we get further in the future, and this is actually becoming a consistent problem, it's going to require a bit of like clever game design, basically. Like potentially, if you want to throw an event on land, like it might be limited to X amount of people, but then you split it across a couple lands, or you have some of it in the house too, stuff like that. When you see things like, even every game has an issue like this. Every MMO is the same thing. Like Fortnite, when they do events, they have 1 million people at the events, right? But there only are 100 people in each map on their events. So there's just like some clever ways that most games hide it, and we'll have to experiment with like what works best for our communities when we do that kind of stuff. Like we already have the concept of worlds, which yeah, we might need to like instance your farms to worlds eventually or something like that.
Someone just posted on Discord, man, I love how passionate these two are. I never look forward to AMAs like I do for this project. That like just warmed my heart so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you guys for having all these questions. It's honestly so much fun hanging out with you all every week. I get so excited for these AMAs. So yeah, just thank you.
I'm so excited to get this thing out too. It's fun, even if
it'll feel like the OG days of Pixels Farmlands when people would build out crazy maps and whatnot. I think it's gonna feel like that. I don't know about that though. That looks like.
What are you talking about?
That looks like, I was gonna say a naughty word. Anyways, oh, by the way, there is an event happening. There's an event happening in 7 minutes. Sloppy Steaks birthday party with Subway Rats is happening on farm 859. And if it's Subway Rats, they're probably live streaming music. So 859.
Yeah, today might be the day that we break everything.
Yeah, there you go. 2,000 people, let's go. Oh man. Okay. Sloppy, yeah. Is it actually today? Is it actually Sloppy's birthday like today? Oh my gosh. Well, happy birthday. I saw a question here. Hold on. Oh, wait. Okay. I just saw this one. Will realm access be just through a single portal, or can we link realm to multiple locations?
You'll actually get a link for the realm that you can direct link. So it'll be like play.pixels.xyz slash like realm 151, realm 152, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is really feels like going back to like OG farmland days. It's gonna be really fun. And then someone asked, what's the criteria to organize a party for a landowner? So first of all, this I don't know if this is actually clear. You don't have to be a landowner to host a party, and if you want to host a party in a public building in Terravilla, the Drunken Goose, if you want to host a party in Drunken Goose, we can do that for you. I have it all decorated, and I have a little energy sign that I would love to use. But the criteria is basically just fill out the form. It's linked in game. We have like a pixels like little calendar just like northeast. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at my east and west. Northeast of the fountain. There's a little sign next to it. Fill out the form there. Just give us legitimate information, and you'll probably be accepted. If we're able to support the time, which I think we've only had like 2 events, we've had to adjust the time of, and we try to keep it to at least 1 per day, or at most 1 per day. But yeah, we're pretty open.
I would love to see a party on a spec.
Oh my gosh. Talk about map breaking. It'll be like you won't even be able to see yourself.
You
But
gotta
that
tip the spec.
tip this back. Oh man. Okay. Okay, so 4 more minutes until yes, birthday party on what was it? 859, I think. Yeah. Okay, we still have a ton of questions though, so let's just like do you want to go through and just like pick out some good ones that you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
I'll go through the starred one now. I know there were some questions about Barry and Katana. Yeah, so you'll get details on that soon. We're still coordinating with the team on what the best plan of action around this is. We're gonna be one of the first tokens besides any of the Axie tokens on Katana, so it's kind of a big deal, right? So there's some stuff that we need to figure out with those logistics still. But we're putting together a plan. The Ronin team's been amazing to work with. Our main focus has been getting like pets ready, which because that's a big one too. Um, there's Cyberkongs on Mavis Marketplace. There's like another collection too. There's not much on there right now, so there's a lot of lift that both teams have been doing. But yeah, shout out to that team. We've worked with a lot of teams in Web3, and all I'll say is like if we were in a different ecosystem, it would probably take us like 3 to 4 months to go live because there can be so much back and forth. This team's been super responsive, super on top of it. Yeah, we'll probably end up putting liquidity ourselves into the token initially, and then we'll have to figure out another plan around how we give more incentives and rewards to liquidity as well. I would say that's still getting figured out.
Can we have a portal in the theater? Yes, I always add a portal in the theater for the events that come directly after the AMAs. I will do it, but there will be one next to the fountain as well.
Someone asked if this means no Barry withdrawal deposit till January. No, it's coming next week, my man. Yeah, so that's exciting. And then, yeah, it's gonna be like Pixel. There's a chance we launch it before Chapter 2. That's the only thing I'm trying to figure out right now. Like, there is a legitimate chance, like we might have some features that use it in an interesting way before we fully go in on Chapter 2, and that might mean a quicker launch on it as well. We might do like launch pads, things like that as well a bit before. So that's the only question mark. It's like Chapter 2. It's gonna be January, February. And we're shooting for launch of Pixel at that time, but there is a chance it moves earlier, actually. So TBD on that.
Right, I'm just setting things up, so keep going.
Will pets be tradable in Pixel, or will it be like the land NFT? Yeah, again, they're like the land NFTs. So tradable in, I guess, Roan or Ron. Tradable in Ron on Mavis Market. Will we see an updated light paper pre or post chapter 2? Probably pre chapter 2. Yeah, it's interesting because like things just keep changing a lot, right? So we'd have to change the light paper a lot if we were doing it. But yeah, what's changing about chapter 2 is there's going to be much stronger systems in place. It's just going to make more sense. We brought on somebody to help us really nail down and iron down like what the game looks like, what are the new systems that we're bringing in, what is the balance around that, what are the uses. Yeah, I'm very very excited to have this person on the team and working with us to do this. It was something much needed. Will email login still be possible? Yes, it will be. But in order to like interact with any blockchain elements, you'll have to have the Ronin wallet. Can we breed the pets? Pet breeding has not been introduced yet, but the pets are like how we built them. They're breedable, but we don't want to do a typical breeding mechanic. What we want to do is more like a combination mechanic. So if you breed them, it's going to be like smashing them together into one basically, and it's going to be a pretty fun little mechanic when we have more pet types out too, because you'll actually be able to like smash different pet types into one. Where like we're releasing these dino pets. Like I think you guys have seen like we have like some chickens, some birds, some cow pets coming together. Like you'll actually be able to like make a cow chicken chicken dino stuff like that when you combine them together too. When we do that, they'll look weird, but in a fun way.
I think the sheep are my favorite, and I think the chickens are my least favorite. So we'll see.
Will we be able to customize our realm/URL name? Not in the minimum viable product, not in the first iteration that we release, but potentially in the future. Like our tech supports that, but with realms, we're really just trying to get out like this is a concept in startups: minimum viable product. What is the least amount of product that you need to release that makes it acceptable to release? So yeah, people don't always love that approach, but that's how we're viewing it, where it's like we just want the bare minimum set of features to see if this is something interesting to pursue further. So some polish like that might get left behind. But if there's interest, then maybe we'll go further.
Okay. There's a portal added in the theater. There's one in Terravilla. Everyone go to 859 for the birthday party.
Yep, and then somebody asked about Ape and Seer. Will they be in the game in the future? Yeah, they should be in the game when we turn back on the blockchain elements, which will be next week. Crossing my fingers. And yeah, deposit will be back open next week. Cross my fingers too.
Do you want to live stream the party?
Yeah. All right, get out of the theater.
Here, let's see if there's any questions I can answer. Are prizes from the other spec event still unclaimed? Go to the trailer and hit it with an axe. Hit the box opening thing with an axe and let me know.
Here, I can do that now.
I haven't looked in a few days. Okay, perfect. So quiet in there.
Bro, you can't break that open.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Still.
Even. Wow, it looks like there's still some stuff.
I know some people are holding on to the boxes. So yeah, there are 2 steps mines, 2 apiary kits.
Steps. Is that how you say it?
I feel like
I always feel like steppies, but that's weird.
I'll say it with you, steppies.
Okay.
Down bad. All right, party's at 891.
859.
859.
Yeah, go through the portal. Okay.
Jeez. Oh, this little lemon heads farm.
Oh, there's another lemon head. When I saw that art, I got so excited because you know my land.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's another lemon head now. For those of you that don't understand, my name in game is Lemonhead, and I think it's which land is it? 176 of mine. I did a giant lemon head, and so when I saw this land, I got so excited. There's two. Like, what are the chances? There's two lemon heads in the game.
423 people in right now. I'm gonna hang out by this fire if you guys want to hang out with me.
Okay. Okay, we gotta just like some repeat questions. ¿Qué dijo? Que si voy a poder meter mis berry al juego? Okay, I think you're asking about putting berry deposit. Deposit will be turned on very, very soon with the update. So it'll be deposit from Polygon initially.
So somebody asked about why pet supply is so small. So again, if you guys missed the beginning of this AMA, the pets will be an inflationary NFT collection. So we'll be releasing more pets later. This is the Genesis collection of them. So there's only 100 in the Genesis. We want to make them feel like very special for the early players. But we'll be releasing more. And then how we'll be releasing these is basically every single month, we'll be doing an open edition mint of a new type of pet. So basically, the mint will be open for like 24 to 48 hours. If you want that type of pet, you'll be able to mint it in the pixel token. And yeah, the overall number of pets won't be so rare in the long run. Like, we want more and more people to have pets, but these initial types of pets will be rare too. So yeah, only 100 of this type of pet.
Okay, let's see. Why is my name Lemonhead? I actually don't really know. I really like lemons. I think they're cute. I don't remember. I don't remember changing my name to Lemonhead. I don't remember never changing it to anything else. It just happened and it stuck. Everyone else on the team is like Luke or Pixel Luke or Pixel Tyler or the real Gar, like their actual names, and I'm just Lemonhead. So I don't know.
It's also I haven't seen the Larva Lab in a while.
Is there one there?
Yeah,
I love Larva Labs.
I
I think
forgot
it's
how hilarious those are.
the dude. The dude created a lot of cool UGC content. Thanks for the AMA. Thank you, Rohan. I know he streams our AMA on his Twitch account as well. So thank you. Right back at you. Vamos ese español. I'm very poor at Spanish, but I am learning. I take lessons, but like Spain Spanish. So that's another thing. If I ever pronounce something weirdly, it's not my fault. Okay, I am not Argentinian. I'm learning like Madrid Spanish. So awesome, AMA guys! Can't wait for next week. We can't either. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Menace Ivy is just messing up all the mushrooms.
It's so funny. People like sabotage each other with those mushrooms. At parties, is the energy generated only in the sector where the hearts come out? Yes. So where Luke is, now where Luke is, he's getting energy. But when he was hanging out by the fire pit, he was not getting energy. So yes, it's only within like where the hearts are, or in the theater where the popcorn is. Heidi is sour. Maybe that's why my name is Lemonhead. Luke mentioned an issue with large boxes. Yeah, so that's already been rectified. If you did experience an issue with opening boxes, you will have received them in your mailbox. But yeah, we've gone through all of the data really, really carefully, and everything has been set right. So you should be good. Okay.
Okay, sweet. Well, yeah, great AMA, guys. This was very fun. Is there a stream going on right now that we can link? Subway Rats is streaming.
Oh, I think it's just their Twitch account. It'll just be like Subway Rats NFT. That's their Twitch account name. So now I'm being told that Argentina is a different language and more complicated. Okay, I just thought you guys had a very different Spanish accent. That's what I understand. That's what I know. But maybe you also have like some sort of indigenous language that you're talking about, or I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. Well, thank you all for your questions today. We'll be hanging out on the land at the party for a while. So hope to see you there. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it looks like Subway Rats. I love this dog and the
This is so fun. Yeah. So Subway Rats NFT you can see just below at the bottom of the screen there. They usually stream some fun music. Cool.
All right, and with that, thanks guys.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you next week.